origin of craving. So this is from Samyutta Nikaya 12.11. What is the origin of craving? Where is it born and how is it produced? Craving comes from feeling. When there is pleasant feeling, there's craving. Feeling comes from contact, your sense-based contact with the world. Eyes, your nose, your ear, okay, etc., etc. Contact. How does contact arise? It arises from the fact that there are 6 sense bases. And how does 6 sense bases arise? It arises from name and form. Okay, what is name and form? The body is me, is the I, is mine. I can touch, I can feel. I can feel things. Who is the I that can feel things and touch this mattress on my bed? Oh, this very comfortable mattress. Who is I? Maisie is the name. And this Maisie perhaps has a soul. But we're not going to that now. Maisie has a name, has a personality, has a body. The body belongs to Maisie. The form belongs to the name. And it owns the 6 sense base. And through contact, it has feeling. Oh, this mattress is very comfortable for sleep. So I crave to own it so that I can sleep well at night. So name and form come from where? Why is there a fact of ownership of this name and form? It comes from sense consciousness. Because I can feel, I can think, I can touch, I can hear, I can smell. This must be me, Maisie, that is real and has a body. Okay, that is persisting substantial identity, supported by all these sense bases, sense consciousness acting together. What supports sense consciousness? Sense consciousness is supported by mental volition. What is mental volition? Mental volition are mental formations. Just like we think of a flower because there's a stem, there are leaves, there's petals. So we form beliefs, we form ideas because these sense bases are stimulated with contact with objects and we form ideas. So this idea that I exist is supported by the fact the sense bases are stimulated through contact that produces feeling. So it cements the feeling that I exist. How does mental volition arise? It will arise from ignorance. Ignorance of what? Of how this self and craving for self exist. See? It's all psychological. So you see over here, right? There is body, there is perception, there is intention, right? Consciousness, feeling, perception, intention, contact, and application of mind. This is called name. Okay, a name like Maisie, a personality like Maisie. What does it consist of? The feeling. I exist, I exist because the whole sense consciousness of my body tells me so. Perception, the ability to perceive, to intend, through contact. Application of mind. I apply my mind through my contact on this mattress. So I'm focused on this mattress and I can feel it and I like it because it's comfortable. It's going to give me a good sleep. So this become I, me and mine. No? The 4 primary elements and form derive from the 4 primary elements. This is called form. So what is body? The Buddha said the body consists of 4 primary elements. It's the earth, fire, wind and air. Okay. In the Mahayanese Tibetan, they include space because there must be space in the body in order for air to move the blood, right? So you can see the green ticks here. It's the 5 aggregates. 6 sense base, the body, sense consciousness, the 5th aggregate. Second aggregate is feeling. Third aggregate, perception, which is name. right? As I mentioned, name means what? Name is a combination of perception, intention, feeling, contact. Then there is mental volition, which are thoughts. So these are the 5 aggregates. How craving leads to unskillful action of speech and mind. So the Buddha was telling Ananda, his attendant and cousin, feeling is a cause of craving. Craving is a cause of seeking. Seeking is a cause of gaining material possessions. So you see, everyone seeks happiness, but their happiness comes from seeking material pleasures, possessions. Gaining material possessions is a cause for evaluation. Evaluation is a cause of desire and lust. What is evaluation? So in the example I gave you, right? When I to gain material possession, to buy something, I have to evaluate. Okay? I have to evaluate, is this good for me? Right? So I evaluate, yes, this is good for me. So that desire has a reason, right? So I became attached to the mattress. This will give me a good night's sleep. I can't sleep without my mattress. So it becomes a form of attachment. Attachment is a cause of ownership. Imagine somebody spills some wine on my mattress. I'll be so angry, right? So ownership, therefore, is a cause of stinginess. I'm like, how dare you sit on my mattress? You spilled wine. I won't allow anyone to sit on it ever again. So stinginess is a cause of safeguarding. Because I don't want anyone to spill any more wine on my mattress, I safeguard my mattress. I lock my door. I don't let anyone into my bedroom. Right? So owing to safeguarding, many bad, unskillful things come to be. For example, if someone were to come into my room and sit on my bed, I'll get angry. I'll scold the person. So it's unskillful things, right, that came out from my safeguarding, ownership, evaluation that come from desire. Okay, so therefore, people take out the rod, take out the sword, they quarrel, they argue, they dispute, they accuse, and this divisive speech and lies arise. Right? Somebody might lie, no, Maisie, it's not me, I didn't sleep on your bed, it's someone else. But actually, this person did, right? To avoid scolding from me. You get what I mean? Okay? So, owing to safeguarding, many bad, unskillful things come to be. Taking up the rod, the sword, quarrels, arguments, disputes. Okay? Suppose there were totally and utterly no safeguarding for anyone anywhere. When there's no safeguarding at all, with the cessation of safeguarding, would those bad, unskillful things come to be? Ananda said no. That's why this is the source, the cause, the source, origin, and reason for the origination of those many bad, unskillful things, namely safeguarding, protecting your possessions through all these cause and effects of the mind. And attachment comes from where? The heart. At first we evaluate with our mind thinking, then it lands in our heart. I must own this thing. I must not let anyone touch it. I safeguard it. Then it becomes the heart, the matter of the heart. There are 4 nutriments to craving. 4 things that keep craving going. What are those? They are edible food, gross or subtle. So even healthy food, right? Because you're used to eating healthy food, so you only want to eat healthy food. So you crave for healthy food. Okay, so that's one. Contact. Okay, contact. If we faint, we become scared because the sense space no longer has contact with the world. It feels as if you have disappeared, so that's scary. So contact, constant contact makes you feel alive, so it supports craving. Mental volition, like I shared earlier, if you stop thinking, you also feel very insecure, so you continue to find things to think about. Then consciousness, right? Your body consciousness. When we lose consciousness, again, this is related to contact. It feels like we're dying, we're becoming nothing, so that's very scary. So we keep stimulating consciousness of the body to feel alive. So in Second Noble Truth, there is also the 12 links of dependent origination. These 12 links of dependent origination, I already gave a short preview earlier in the how does craving arise. what's the cause of it, right? So actually, these are links that lead to karma and rebirth. And we talk about karma and rebirth in Buddhism. It's not about just the aliveness or the death of the body. We're actually talking about psychology, the mind, the spirit. Okay? It always tries to renew itself. Just watch your thoughts. How often new thoughts come out from being influenced by your sense base? There's this renewal every moment to be reborn. For example, if you have nothing to do, you have no goals to achieve, you have no one, nothing to become, then you become very insecure. Then you will go out to seek things through your sense base. Look at the dependent origination, right? Because you are someone, you have to have certain achievement. So you will go out seek with your sense base through contact with the world to have this feeling of achievement. If the achievement feels good, then you continue doing it. If the world disappoints you because you have not achieved anything, then you will have the I don't want to achieve anymore, not becoming. You see? If you're successful, you continue to cling, you become. If you're not successful, then you will reject, become not becoming, because there's aversion. Then there's birth to I don't want to become anymore. There's birth to I want to become a greater person. Okay? But even that is unsatisfying, because after you reach a certain plateau in your career or in your life, you just realize, actually, there's nothing much at all. It's quite empty. Then there's a fading away and death. And even for people who are disappointed, their disappointment also dies away. They were like, yeah, why is I silly, so disappointed for so long about that? Let me do something again. Then there's another rebirth. And all this goes on from ignorance to craving, okay, to birth, fading, and death. The 5 aggregate sits in the 12 links of dependent origination. Do you see the green ticks? To be seen for oneself, to realize the truth of conditionality in our experiences. So all our experiences are conditioned like the flower. It's relative truth. It's not ultimate truth. And again, we build different conditions for different experiences. We cling, but they always collapse and we get disappointed or we feel empty. You see? It is more helpful to see your experience in terms of dependent origination as opposed to I who is experiencing. So this is very difficult. If your meditation is good, your mind is quiet enough, and thoughts start to arise in your meditation. I want to do something next after meditation, for example. Right? You start to plan for your day ahead. If your mind is still and quiet enough, backtrack. Okay, how does this thought arise? It arises from the feeling. How does this feeling arise? Right? It arises from the need to, the desire to, because there's an intention to. Okay, so your mind has to be very quiet in order to see all these links. What is ignorance? Ignorance here doesn't mean a general lack of knowledge. It means not viewing experience in terms of the Four Noble Truths: stress, its cause, cessation, and the path of its cessation. Ignorance doesn't mean we are dumb. It means that we don't know how to view the world properly. We don't understand how stress and suffering comes from. So we try to escape it instead of understand it. This is ignorance. Okay? Any other framework for viewing experience, no matter how sophisticated, would qualify as ignorance as long as we don't see the causes and effects. Okay? Right? So there are other things that keep our minds moving. Okay? What are the things that keep our mind moving? These are the 8 worldly winds. Why is it called winds? Because it moves our mind. It moves our mind, it moves our bodies to action. And again, you see relative truth. Relative truth means duality. Where there is gain, there must be loss. Where there is fame, there must be disrepute. Where there are praise, there must be blame. Where there's pleasure, there must be pain. So, pleasure and pain is the easiest lah. If you have anxiety, you always want to not have anxiety. If you have pain in the body, you will always naturally don't want to have pain in your body. You want non-pain, or at least you want pleasure if not non-pain, right? So our mind is always stuck in these eight whirlwinds, right? In your daily life, it's either pain or pleasure, gain or loss. If I were to do this job, what will I gain? If I don't do this job, what will I lose? It keeps your mind thinking. The circle go on and on. If I don't succeed in this job, then my parents would think I'm not successful. Other people might think so. Other people have been successful in their career. I left that career. Now I'm just a freelancer. I'm a nobody. Who will praise? Basically, you're like, when you say all this, there's this notion behind. You don't want to be blamed for being unsuccessful. Maybe you wish to be praised, to be told, right, that is okay. So, and it keeps your mind very busy, these 8 winds. So our karmic tendencies circle around these 8 whirly winds. The whole day, just examine your mind, okay? So this is my personal interpretation. We can say that our collective karma, this is a collective karma. Because you may view someone with a different name, different household, different parents. But look, their minds are like yours, no different, circling around these 8 winds. So we can say, on earth, we have certain collective karma. We are all the same, unless you have broken out of this chain of prison of ignorance, or you are breaking out, or you're seeking to break out, then you are living this collective karma. Karma is intention, so I've said before, so I'll not repeat it, right? Phenomenal is our experience from identifying with the 5 aggregates, okay? So there are 4 types of karma. What kind of karma? There's good karma, there's bad karma, there's mixed karma, there's end of karma. So in a lot of spiritual religion, like Brahmanism in the past, they're trying to accumulate good karma to have a good rebirth. So a lot of people are, like I said, not mature enough to be on a spiritual path, so they create good karma to have good rebirth. Yeah, but they don't understand bad karma. Then there's mixed karma. Most of the people on earth will have a mix of good karma and bad karma because we are not that mindful. For example, we want to do good, we go out to do good, but in the end it brings bad results. Then we sort of hammer ourselves over the bad result. Then there's a very confused person, become mixed karma. Not here, not there. So the Buddha came up with end of karma. There is a way to end karma. End of karma means, karma is the meaning action. Doesn't mean you sit around do nothing. It means your mind, even though you speak, even though your body creates action, the mind is freed from intention. That's very confusing, right? So we'll go deeper, okay? We'll go deeper when we go further on. So dark karma brings dark results. Bright karma brings bright results. Dark and bright karma brings mixed results. Okay. Dark and bright karma brings dark and bright results. Yeah. Neither dark nor bright karma brings neither dark nor bright results, meaning you're very open, you're always letting go, then there's no intention, then there's the end of karma lah, right? What is dark karma with dark results? Someone makes hurtful choices by way of body, speech and mind. Having made these choices, they are reborn in a hurtful world where hurtful contacts strike them. So you don't need to literally die. You can say a hurtful word to someone, and that person who feels hurt want you to feel the same hurt they felt. They can just say something hurtful to you. What are bright karma with bright results? Someone makes pleasing choices by saying pleasing words of body, speech and mind. By making these choices, they are reborn in a pleasing world where pleasing contact strikes them. Again, you don't need to die to experience that. If you are always been a very you know how to pick your words properly to people around you, naturally they will refrain from speaking ill words to you, although it's not a guarantee, because there are many people who are unaware, but of course, if someone understands that you have been kind and nice to them, I would say a decent person would return that to you. What are dark and bright karma with dark and bright results? Someone who makes both hurtful and pleasing choices by way of body, speech, and mind. So there are many people like that. They say something hurtful, they feel bad. They hurt someone already. Then they can feel the person, they can feel the person, how to say, being angry. Then they quickly say something nice. So there's a mix of good and bad. So for example, I may know someone who I know will be helpful to me, would help me if I need help. But I also know this person is very critical of me. This person likes to criticize me also. So I bear with the criticism because I understand this person is not a completely bad person. This person may help me. But there'll come a time where I want to retort. I want to bring hurt back to this person because I can't take it anymore. You understand? So this person will experience both bright and dark karma and their results. Okay, right. So what is neither dark or bright karma? Is the intention to give up dark karma with dark results, intention to give up bright karma with bright results. So you see, you even give up bright good karma. You give up every karma, every intention. And it's very strange when you let go and give up both good and bad karma that are conditioned. There is actually natural goodness that arises from your heart. It's very strange. Although it's not very strange, there are many Hindu and Buddhist teachers who tells you that your innate original nature is bliss. It's love, it's bliss. It's not dark at all.